This is WVUE TV Channel 8, New Orleans, Louisiana. It's 6 o'clock. Ed Merkins and news. Peter Wiggins and the weather. And sports. And it is Newscene 8, the evening report. Wednesday, October 8, 1980. Good evening, everybody. Here's what's happening. Joseph Paul Franklin, a 30-year-old Alabama man, sought for questioning the May snapper shooting of Urban League President Vernon Jordan Jr. in the slayings of 10 other. President reportedly was arrested in New Orleans 2 years ago on charges of a concealed weapon. Law enforcement sources in Salt Lake City and New Orleans said Franklin was arrested by New Orleans police in January 1978. The source said that he had no information as a disposition of the charge against Franklin, who reportedly was known as James C. Clayton Jr. However, the state said that they believed the charge was dismissed. According to sources, the law enforcement officials have learned that Franklin had been arrested in New Orleans during their investigation into the Jordan shootings last May 29th. FBI agents and police in 6 cities are tracing Franklin's life and travels in an attempt to gather information on his past life and permit and present whereabouts. An FBI spokesman in New Orleans confirmed Tuesday that the agents were involved in a search for Franklin. He said he could not give details of the New Orleans aspect of the investigation. In a copyright story Tuesday, the Los Angeles Times reported that Franklin lived in New Orleans for several months in 1968. The newspaper reported that he had fantasies about being a motorcycle gang member, often had crown spells, and sometimes stood in front of the mirror giving a Hail Hitler salute. The Times story was based in part of an interview with Franklin's 29-year-old ex-wife. The woman was identified only as Bobby Louie. She now lives in Hammond, Louisiana area, according to the newspaper. Franklin reportedly changed his name legally 4 years ago. He is wanted in question when connected with 10 slayings, all which appeared to have been racially motivated. The slayings, all snapper attacks, occurred between October 21st, 1979 and August of this year. In addition, the FBI reportedly wants to talk to him about the shooting of Jordan, a civil rights leader who was gunned down in Wayne, Indiana. Jordan has recovered. The Chicago Sun-Times reported that Franklin is a suspect in the August 20th snapper slayings of 2 black joggers in Salt Lake City.
Children? I have 5 sons, 3 brothers.
Iraq and Iran and Baghdad on Tuesday intensified air attacks on each of its oil centers. The Iranian port of Abadan of the Iraqi city of Kirkuk. U.S. officials have said that ships have registered in Eastern Europe, India, and Lebanon are being diverted to Jordan with equipment to help Iraq, but added that merchants should not be assumed to the countries of the registry have supported Iraq. The United States cautioned Jordan to keep out of the war between the 2 Persian Gulf neighbors. Syria accused the president of Iraq of being an imperialist agent who launched the war at the behest of the United States to divert attention from the Arabs struggling against Israel. There's been long been an enmity between Syria and Iraq, which are ruled by rival factions of the Ba'ath Socialist Party. Street fighting continued Tuesday in Kermit, the key Iranian port city. Associated Press reporter Jeffrey Elbridge has reported from the city that the Iraqi forces occupied the port section and occasional small arms fire could be heard to the north. He said the Iraqi artillery to the west and northwest was being aimed toward Abadan, 9 miles to the south. The Iraqi news agency said Iraqi special forces commanded back by very concrete fence lines are present area forever concentrated in the middle of Kamashek after completely seasoned its port. The commander of the Iraq Navy was quoted by the Iraqi government newspaper Al-Tarab was saying Iran's Navy has been unable to approach Iraqi territorial waters since the first week of the war. The commander not named by the paper did not say how many Iranian ships had been knocked out of the action before the war. Iran had 1 submarine, 3 destroyers, 4 frigates, and 32 gunboats and patrol boats, according to London-based International Institute for the Strategic Studies. In Washington, U.S. officials said the cargoes carried by the ships headed by Jordan including food, cement, radio, and batteries, and possible military spare parts. We don't have a real good fix yet, said one official who had declined to be identified, but all sorts of ships having diverted to Aqaba, and if they are not all there now, they will be there soon. State Department spokesman John H. Traynor confirmed reports that equipment, some of the military-related destined in the far. Iraq has been unloaded in the Jordanian port city of Aqaba. The facts, as we know them, are now that Jordan is not providing any military equipment in Iraq, he said. Most of Jordan's military equipment in Washington, Representative John W. Jenrette was convicted Tuesday night of accepting a bribe from an FBI undercover agent in an abscam political corruption investigation. The South Carolina Democrat, the second congressman convicted in the abscam investigation, was charged with accepting the money from the agent who was posing as a representative of wealthy Arabs, meaning special immigration legislation needed. The U.S. District Court jury also convicted John R. Store of Richmond, Virginia. This man was charged in aiding and abetting Jeanette in a bribery scheme. The jury of 8 women and 4 men returned their verdicts in U.S. District Court after 4 hours of deliberations that began just after lunch. The verdict was announced at 5:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. After the jury foreman Sylvia Parker announced the verdicts, Jeanette, sitting at the defense table, bowed his head and sobbed into his hands. Stowe sat impassively as he had during most of the 5-week trial. After leaving the courtroom, Jeanette sobbed on the shoulder of his wife, Rita, for nearly an half hour. He told reporters he was very much shocked, regardless with those FBI audio and videotapes that said, "I didn't take any money, I haven't done anything to sell the office," said the 44-year-old third-term congressman. He said he planned to continue his re-election campaign all for adding he wouldn't meet with the Democratic chairman in the 10 counties he represented to determine the best course. "I'm not going to let this destroy me," he said at one point. Defense attorneys asked that the jury be polled individually on the verdicts, and each juror credited responded guilty on each charge. Jeanette was convicted of 1 count of conspiracy to bribery commitment and 2 counts of bribery. Stowe was convicted of 1 count of conspiracy and 2 counts of aiding and abetting bribery.
Senior hard day. She's got the right idea.
Each man could face a maximum 35 years in prison and dozens of dollars in fines. Sentence will be scheduled later. Representative Michael Myers, Democrat Pennsylvania, was convicted at August 30th in the first abscam trial, and on October 2nd he was expelled from the House by a vote of 376-30. Before the jurors began deliberating, U.S. District Judge John Garrett Penn instructed them on the laws of conspiracy and bribery and on illegal defense of entrapment. Both Jeanette and Stowe claimed that they were victims of entrapment, which would have the law enforcement officials induce a person to persuade them to commit unlawful acts that they would not otherwise commit. Penn told the jury such inducement may take many forms, including persuasion, fraudulent representation, and threatening coercive tactics and harassment. Murder and armed robbery charges were filed Tuesday against 3 men in the shooting death 11 days ago, a young Houston woman. New Orleans police detectives said they caught the men early Tuesday morning as they were fleeing in the scene of a similar holdup only 6 blocks from the homicide scene. The woman, 24-year-old Melanie Ascripts from Houston, was shot on Fulton Street near the corner of the Poydras Street.
Some players retire from the game to get started.
At about 1:30 a.m. in the morning time on this September 27th, 1980 year, which happens to be on a Saturday. And there was a scene of the crime right there.
Omega-3s and less saturated fat. Fresh taste you love. Eggland's best. Better egg.
Her killers robbed her of 65 cents in the course on the September 27th robbery, slain according to the court records filed by the police after the arrests.
Same letter is
The 3 men were identified as Ephraim Williams, 17, 815 North Villeray Street, Kenny Robinson, 21 of 400 St. Andrew Street, and Lawrence Johnson, 27 of 16 on Domain Street. Each was booked on 1 count of murder and 2 counts of armed robbery and 1 count of murder. They also accused of robbing 2 men in the 800 block of St. Charles Street minutes before midnight. Monday, 40s declined and fired the victims, 2 men aged 34 and 35. And this is Charles Avenue, the other block right there. Here.
4 S's. And
Police accused Williams of being the triggerman in the Asquith slaying. Both Williams and Robinson were arrested at the corner of Julia and O'Keefe Streets after Monday night's holdup. Johnson arrested in the 800 block of Conlett, according to the magistrate court records. The men were being held without bond in Orleans Parish Prison.
never in doubt.
Paris armed mid fresh attacks against Jewish homes and stores in French cities. More than 100,000 people marched throughout the streets of Paris Tuesday to condemn the resurgence of anti-Semitism. It was demonstrated and unmatched since World War II. Police reported a firebomb was thrown at a Jewish-owned grocery store in Grenoble and Central France on Tuesday. A dynamite bomb was discovered outside a Jewish-owned bar in Marsville. And dozens of Jewish homes or stores were attacked in a southern city of Montpellier and several smaller towns. No injuries were reported. In Paris, marchers were lined up to miles of long broad boulevards in the eastern part of the city near the Place de la Bastille. Many of them carried banners that said, "We are all French Jews who condemn racism and fascism." Other manners called for the resignation of interim Mr. Christian. Bonnet's police department has been severely criticized for its failure to halt attacks including the synagogue bombing that killed 4 people last week. It was the first time since 1945 that representatives from all France's major political parties jointly participated in the public rally. The last such gathering was to celebrate the defeat of the Nazi regime at the end of World War II. Prominent among the marchers were Socialist Party leader François Mitterrand and Communist Party leader Georges Marchais. One time, allies who stand to the benefit from the marches had the opportunity to embarrass the government of Premier Raymond Barrow over the inability to deal with the problem, but the demonstration also included Galson members of the Valley just tried to say the independent party. A 2-hour strike was called to coincide with the march that allowed workers to attend. The strike briefly.
I'd like to call.
In New Orleans, banishment from the French quarter for 5 years is cruel and unusual punishment, says a woman convicted of attempted prostitution. The woman attempted to get the state Supreme Court to reverse the condition that she remained out of the quarter while in probation, but the quarters refused. A once gravely ill Honduran boy brought to New Orleans by a local doctor had given free operation as recovered and will be flown home on Wednesday. In Jefferson County, a 2.5-pound infant abandoned at Thibodeau General Hospital September 27 was flown to Oakster's neonatal intensive care unit. Now the baby's found and there's no shortage of people who want to adopt her. In Metro News, the Greater New Orleans Expressway Commission has decided there will be no Mardi Gras marathon run on the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway next year. A request for the 4 of the 5 defendants in the Breland case that they be tried separately from reputed organized crime figure Carlos Marcelo, who had been turned down. St. Tammany Parish cover agents has been arrested. 11 people in Louisiana and Mississippi have been seized more than $2 million worth of illegal drugs. In the afternoon on the campaign trail today, President Carter said that the election of Ronald Reagan could divide the country, and Reagan retorted that Carter is reaching a point of hysteria. In world news, leftist militants in San Salvador Tuesday gave up their occupation of the local organization of the American State Office. The militants freed 10 hostages that they held for 3 weeks. Nigerian President Shiu Shagari has called on U.S. corporations to withdraw their investments from South Africa. He says that a withdrawal would be step toward end of the white minority rule in that country. Men can change indeed for the climate. He's doing something about our weather. Unfortunately, not all of it is constructive. A weather expert says that while man is vulnerable to climate, the climate itself is vulnerable to the man's activities.
And prescription drugs.
In Vermont, shock reader Western columnist Abigail Van Buren that the mother of her son's girlfriend rented a motel room and arranged for the teenagers to have a wedding night.
Free guide to Medicare.
Federal Reserve Board has reported that the amount of consumer installment credit that said it rose slightly in August after 4 consecutive monthly declines.
So call 1-888
Peter Will has the weather and the sports after this commercial break.
for your free copy of your guide to Medicare.
An important message to our customers. Save money. Don't buy more octane than you need. Exxon now offers a choice of 2 unleaded gasoline plus the Exxon unleaded grade. Out of 2 unleaded gasolines, unleaded is the one most cars need. Therefore, the one to try first if your car runs satisfactory at Exxon unleaded. There's no advantage in buying more octane than your engine needs, and because it takes more energy to infuse and raise octane. Mine more than you. Waste energy. Exxon Extra unleaded is intended for cars that don't perform satisfactorily. On lower octane gasoline, with a number of cars that require unleaded gasoline steadily increasing, this combination would allow us to satisfy a greater number of our customers than we could with our previous gasoline lineup, and do so without wasting energy to provide higher octane for those who don't need it. Signs like the one below are currently being posted at Exxon station to inform customers of this change. Exxon now offers a choice of 2 unleaded gasolines. They're Exxon. Tired of pots and pans? Get the premium free gift certificates good at homes. The Continental Savings and Loan Association. When a man uses car, need to back your skills, got some puppies to give away. There's only one place you can do all of these. At the Times Queen and the State classified page. Strips in action with the Times Queen to the State's room. Just dial 822-1455 and say charge it. Home's 2-week special at any size, living room, dining room, and all. Shampoo clean only. $44.95, regular 12 cents square foot. We'll clean your carpet in all 3 areas, regardless of size, for this one low price. And you get a refresh pile, deep down cleaning, and bright red color with our chemical shampoo process also available at all. Berkeley low price combination. Jet treatment shampoo clean at 18 cents square foot. Let us tell you about our ChemiGuard soil resistant treatment that keeps carpets cleaner longer. Price extra. Minimum charge for jet treatment shampoo $40. Minimum charge for shampoo cleaning $25. Furniture clearing 3-piece group. I have a 6-foot sofa and 2 chairs for furniture cleaning $66. Small initial charge for skirts and loose back cushions. All spot on ChemiGuard stain repellent treatment for upholstered furniture. Minimum charge for future cleaning at $20. Let us clean your draperies we take down and rehang. You don't lift the finger, just cost. Service available in the greater New Orleans area. Use your home charge account. Okay, now the weather here with Peter Wiggins. Say away, Peter. Okay, thank you, Ed. Current conditions at 6 o'clock reports is 83 at the New Orleans Airport, 82 at the Naval Station, 75 down in
Hotels and 2-star prices and amazing deals on car rentals and airfare. Visit hotwire.com today and start saving. And don't forget to pack your new
Bailiff Fort
5R. Shoot and share quality photos.
81 in Baton Rouge, 83 out of Lafayette, 81 at Lake Charles, Louisiana, 85 in Port Arthur, Texas, 85 out in Dorado, Elizabeth, 87 out of Alexandria, Virginia, 86 out of Shreveport, 88 at Monroe, Louisiana, 84 at Jackson, Mississippi, 83 at Meriden, Mississippi, 84 at Macomb, and 76 at Gulfport. Here. Okay, let's take a look at our satellite. Illuminated shows clear skies dominated the nation and cloud picture for today, with a few clouds covering New England and New York State and stretching to eastern Canada. Few patches of clouds off the Atlantic seaboard stretching down western Cuba and down into southern Mexico. And a patches of clouds stretching from the Baja California stretching up the Pacific coast from the San Diego to the Seattle corridor and stretching into Vancouver. Our weather scope around the nation today shows cold patches of rain, showers in northern New England and upstate New York. Otherwise, was warm and fair, stretched for southern New England, stretching down in the 7 states and down in the southwestern states, and fair skies in the west and in the Midwest. Sure. So our forecast for New Orleans vicinity go like this. Our forecast calls for fair skies for Thursday with steady skies and clear nights and sunny days. The high Wednesday will be in the low 80s and the low tonight, mid 50s. Winds will be variable about 5 miles per hour. For Louisiana, the forecast calls for fair skies through Thursday. The highest Wednesday will be the 80s, the lows of the 50s. Louisiana extended forecast. The forecast calls for no rain for Sunday, cloudy nights with lows of the low 50s in the north and low 60s in the south. Highs will be in the 80s.
Okay. Once we get retired.
St. Domingue Parish, the forecast calls for fair skies for Thursday with 6 days and clear nights. The high Wednesday will be in the low to 80s, the low to mid 50s. Winds will be variable around 5 miles per hour. Mississippi Gulf Coast, the forecast calls for fair skies with mild afternoons and cool nights for Thursday. The highest Wednesday will be in the 80s with lows in the upper 50s. The tropical outlook, the Hurricane Ivan remains far at sea with about 650 miles. Southwesternmost Azores moving toward the west northwest about 10 miles per hour. Its highest winds about 95 miles per hour elsewhere in the area of disturbed weather continues in the extreme northwest Caribbean. In the coastal forecast, the forecast calls for fair weather for Wednesday night with variable daytime winds near 10 knots and seas of 3 to 5 feet. Sunset 6:30 p.m. in about 20 minutes from now, and October 9th sunrise 6:58 a.m. and sunset tomorrow 6:37 p.m. That's the weather, and that's on to the sports here. 1980 American League Championship Series. Game number 1 in the game you saw right here on Channel 8. In Kansas City, it was the Kansas City Royals defeating the New York Yankees 7-2 as the Kansas City Royals take a 1-game-to-none lead in this best of
is the category, and Josh, we
7 series here in this best of 5 American League Championship Series here.
$18,000, and you're going to have 3 seconds.
Meanwhile, down in Philadelphia for the 1980 National League Championship Series, the Philadelphia Phillies will square off with the Houston Astros. And the game you can see right here on Channel 8 started at 7 o'clock here. The Philadelphia Phillies defeated the Houston Astros last night at the veteran city of Philadelphia 3-1. And now the Astros are looking forward to take game 2.
Josh.
Ow!
Where is John Monson Jr. as the 0-1 Saints became 0-2, then 0-3, and finally 0-5. That's the question becomes serious. The Sounds from the New Orleans Saints owner box was deafening. Some people worried that John Meckham Jr., the youthful Texas oil millionaire, who had sent 4 coaches to the unemployment line in 70 years, had undergone an emotional transplant through the offseason. Neil Meckham said Tuesday going and in the record that the first time since 19... Now 49 officially president of the J.W. Meckham Company, the empire has, well, father built his business pursuits take him an average of 5,000 miles per week. But the same team remaining number one in interest. In a steady, calm voice, Meckham assures that Colorado is interested in his football team as ever. He is also interested in his football team as ever. He is also as frustrated as ever. Stern lies the real. And ruts after what he considers the worst performance in the team's history. Meckham says none of his sane employees should feel secure. It's good to Coach Dick Nolan. Is Dick Nolan your coach for the rest of the year? Dick Nolan is the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. I would expect him to improve on last week's performance. Then he have to evaluate this better, but still again, he's my coach and I have not talked to anybody and contacted anybody. His job's not in jeopardy, right? I didn't show you that. Everybody's job is in jeopardy if you don't win, and that's the way you ought to interpret that statement. Anyone's job, it doesn't just go for the coach and stuff. Would you make a change during the season? I would prefer not, but I will do anything I feel is necessary to achieve the goal for the New Orleans Saints, which is to be a winner and go to the Super Bowl. I don't expect to make a change, but I don't feel that this should be an advocated statement and not get someone off their tail end and do something that I don't anticipate, I don't expect to. The situation with Coach Nolan cannot be compared to the past situation. I don't like to look at it all. There's some problems. The difference now is that we at least communicate, and Coach Nolan is not afraid to ask for help. Where in the past, people have taken things on their own just to do it and exactly looking at the future. And not exactly looking to help the team, but trying to protect themselves. Dick Nolan also has not done that. Rumors about St. Louis assistant coach Willie Feldman becoming your head coach. Is there any sense to that? I never heard of the man. I'm not trying to put him down. When I gonna call him over about this name and it's mentioned, I really thought he was a commentator on television. I swear to God that's the truth. I never read. Houston, LSU fumbled 6 snaps and a 7 fumble 9 against Rats and lost 17-7. Added in the totals of the first 3 games, the Tigers have now fumbled 27 times, 6 of them coming at the snap. What's the answer? Well, first of all, let's agree that guys like Will Penegray and Larry McMillan don't have the answer. Oh, they're nice guys, and they are seeing a lot of football, and they know the game, but after all, they're sports writers and they New Orleans sports fan. Knows you can't work for a newspaper unless you loosely wrap. Journalism is the last refuge of a scandal. So we'll have to seek the answer from the collective entity that has always been the right answer, the LSU fan. Naturally, one assumes the first place to look for the answer from a LSU cheerleader on midday radio. The guy talks Tiger football from June to May and has more listeners daily than heard. Pope Innocent the First Crusade in the first 10 minutes of the program, some 3,700 calls demand, what the hell is happening in LSU? The cheerleader doesn't even want to discuss it. I walked by with a look fearfully at the sky. Could it be I missed the warning from Chicken Little? Barber's are good places to get the lowdown in LSU football. This one has a full contingent of guys who drive milk trucks and guys with still just enable them to get away with 3 hours of not Remy in the middle of the day. One of these Remy marathoners used to swear that Charlie McClendon was ever a traitor planted in the LSU program by Bear Bryant or be suffering from a lack of a crucial MIF brain hormones. Lack that prevents the sufferer from distinguishing between a movie screen and screen pass. You never saw Charlie McClendon coach a team that was fundamentally sound, he says with great sincerity. We go immediately to see Barroom should not exactly give up barrooms and ask for partner Peter Barbarich for the answer. The people that are playing at LSU now just don't have the same team for the regional partner that the old LSU players have. They don't know I'm at LSU traditions and they don't care. 28 fumbles per God, you cut a bunch of bad teams on the better than that. Baton Rouge, the correction will find you LSU center snapping the ball with a handle motion instead of using a stiff elbow approach to the technique change. So else says the 4 exchange manager could have been caused by quarterback snaps. Failed at home may be sweet so much, but when the subject is playoff games, the failed at home is sweet. Or sweat. The Phillies 3-1 victory over the Houston Astros opened in the National League Championship Series. The first time the Phillies had won a postseason game at home since October the 8th, 1915, 65 years ago. On the day that Baker Bowl in North Philadelphia, the Phillies beat the Boston Red Sox 3-1 in the World Series. Came in a winning pitcher as Hall of Famer Grover Cleveland Alexander, the 1950s. The 1915 Phillies lost twice at Baker Bowl to the Red Sox. They lost the series in 5 games. In 1950, the Phillies lost twice at Shibe Park to the New York Yankees. Dropping in the World Series in 4 games in 1936. Philadelphia lost twice to Cincinnati at Veterans Stadium, losing the NL Championship Series in 3 games. And in 37-38, the Phillies each lost twice to the Los Angeles Dodgers that lost it in the National League playoffs at both years in 4 games.
D and P.
Now, wow.
And A.
Nicky Hall applied Bustle, president for the SMU defensive line. He spoke as the hit stuff went to work. I don't think people have seen it all. Real Nicky Hall has put all together. The twin quarterback and playing. Meanwhile, for the 8-10, hopefully, heaven as the statistics went down. Hall hopes to give the Statman plenty of work on Saturday night when Tulane 2-3. Visits Vanderbilt 0-3 in Nashville, Tennessee. The last 3 games, Hall has thrown 11 touchdown passes, completed 61 yards or 35 yards. He moved to the 4th place among the nation's total offensive leaders with his 374-yard performance against SMU against the 20th ranked Stakes. He completed 22-42 passes for the 3.7 yards and 3 touchdowns, while rushing for 37 more than 5 games. He's passed for 1,161 yards and rushed for 168 yards for 1,309 all-purpose yards. Hall's performance to the data is muzzled. Skeptics will question his ability to run the complicated set offense. I know Alice had the ability to do these things he often, but it's just getting the opportunity when that comes to you. I've been ready for it. I've been ready for it. I just had to wait 3 years because we had good quarterback in front of me. Contest did an excellent job last year. It shows a record that is accomplished. I had to sit back and wait for my opportunity. Lake Charles connected to all receivers. Marcus Anderson and Robert Griffin propped at Lake Charles, Louisiana, supplied Tulane's offensive firepower against SMU. Hall opened an 84-yard scoring pass, and Anderson launched a picture perfect spell only 60 yards there. Then Hall and Griffin, who caught 4 touchdown passes in the earlier game, teamed out for scoring passes of 16 and 9 yards. Unlike a touchdown, Hall arched the ball into the corner of the end zone, and Griffin chipped the defender for the catch in the preseason. Hall said records were made to be broken already this season. He's tied a Tulane record for most touchdown passes in a single game. 5 minutes after school record for total offenses in a single game, 374. It's a challenge to fall. Rock contest, and I like challenges. This reminds me when I was a sophomore in high school that I was second team. From first team safety. We had a real good quarterback, Felton Stevens, and he threw for about 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns. And if everybody said I wanted Nicky Hall could do the same, the coaches told me that I could do it. Well, there's no doubt in my mind. I like to take on challenges. I went out there with attitude that I could do it, and I ended up front for 25 yards and 25 touchdowns. That interested their questions. Nicky Hall's answered those questions again. They like that he's doing it and talking to the field. The SMU Tulane game film shows the Mustangs had no less than 3 offensive linemen downfield on Mike Ford's 18-yard pass to Kerry Smith in the 4th period. The pass caught Tulane flat-footed when Smith being alone on the right flat. SMU took a 26-21 lead. With that on the play, the wide receiver Marcus Anderson hamstring and outside linebacker Jeff Robertson are doubtful of Saturday's game against Vanderbilt. Other injured included center Lee, Chancellor Trifto, center Wick, halfway ankle and knee.
And I would do anything for it.
Alabama is Sullivan in a UPI poll as number 1.
Call now.
And then of New Jersey cut a guard and center Tuesday, leaving just 1 more reduction than the go before Friday night's National Basketball Association season open against the Indiana Pacers. Leaving in the rest are center Lloyd Terry in the 8th round pick from UNO and Broadway Spur the 4th round draft choice from Villanova. That's going to be it for Newscene 8 though. 6 p.m. 1 and that's Wednesday, October 8, 1980. We'll be back for Newscene 8 tonight after the baseball game. Ed Merkin, St. Peter Center. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. Good night.